Good morning, it's Tuesday, it's Kate, it's Phoenix, and yes, we have a group of panelists joining us for Trending on Shaw this morning. First of all, we have firefighter Tom Jukes with the Airdrie Professional Firefighters Association to tell us about a really cool event that's happening this Thursday. Also, Michelle Young is here, founder of a Facebook page called legup.ca. This is fascinating, can't wait to dig deep into that one. And Mary Kuchel is also here as well too. Mary About Town. Thank you for being here this morning, guys. This is great.
Well, first, let's talk about how the Airdrie firefighters are raising money for muscular dystrophy by hanging out on a rooftop. Take a look.
They're on top of a roof for 4 days. Not because they have to, but because they want to. The Airdrie Firefighters 2015 Rooftop Campout for Muscular Dystrophy is a go, regardless of the weather. They're giving back and making a difference in the Airdrie community and setting an example for others to follow.
And joining us is Tom Jukes, Airdrie Professional Firefighter, who's part of the Airdrie Professional Firefighters Association. Tom, you've established that you're not going to be one of these guys.
Yeah.
Come on, Tom.
I'm one of the organizers, but we got 4 great people going up on the roof for 72 hours starting on Thursday at noon. They're going to be braving the cold, the snow, the wind, whatever it may be, and raising as much money as we can. We got a lot of good local companies that have stepped up to sponsor us, and then we're going to be doing as much as we can do to get donations and raising money, and also awareness for MD and all the neuromuscular diseases that are associated with it.
Can we get out some of the details of how they'll be living? Because I think that's what everyone is wondering.
Yeah.
Tents,
like
heaters,
astronauts.
how are they going to eat, bathrooms?
So they're going to be going up, just as the video just showed, via our tower ladder truck on Thursday at noon. Won't be coming down until Sunday. They're living up there the whole time, so they've got cots. They have a canvas tent they'll be sleeping in. They're going to have their fire gear on, some really good sleeping bags and stuff like that. And the only time they'll be going down is bathroom breaks. That's the only thing they don't have on the roof is a bathroom. So
do they have to climb back down?
So we have a ladder set up for them that they can go on throughout the night and stuff. They have to go back.
Secret ladder.
Yeah. Other than that, though, they're eating their meals up there. They're hanging out up there. They're going to be doing yoga the one morning, Saturday morning at 10:30. Yeah, to keep them busy, and a few other small things here and there. And yeah, hopefully raising as much money as they can.
Michelle, this is crazy.
This is fantastic.
Isn't it something?
Yes.
You know, to think for that many days, these guys up there. What question would you have for Tom, or if you were, can Michelle go up there?
Unfortunately, Michelle can't. She can gladly come out to Boston Pizza in Airdrie, and she can say hello.
From the parking lot.
Guys will have a boot up on the roof with a rope to it, so if you want to donate some money, they'll lower it down and say hi, give them some encouragement, and wish them warmth and stuff like that.
That's a cool way of doing it.
So hopefully we get as much attention as possible. Lots of people coming out either for a meal or a beverage at Boston Pizza, or even just stopping by to say hello to the guys and donate some money they have in their pockets. So,
what do we know about muscular dystrophy?
So for us as firefighters, the IFF's been sponsored since 1954. It's been our primary charity for all the IFFs across the world. I think they've raised something like $275 million during that time.
Wow.
We raised last year in Airdrie just over $16,000 doing our first ever rooftop event. We're hoping to be this year. The money goes directly to MD, and they distribute the money for research, to support people suffering with it, for devices that they need, educational programs for the general public, stuff like that. And so the money definitely goes to a worthwhile cause, and all the proceeds go directly to them to use as they fit. And it's not just MD. There's, I think, 140, 150 different neuromuscular diseases that actually fall under the umbrella that muscular dystrophy donates the money to and does the research and all that good stuff for.
You know, Mary's a blogger, and she comes up with all these wonderful ideas and unique ways of doing things. I mean, how did you come up with this idea?
So
did you call it Mary?
No, we didn't call it Mary.
Was it your idea, Mary?
It was not my idea.
What do you think of this idea?
I think it's awesome. No, I don't want to do it because I would freeze my butt off. But I think it's really cool because you know what? People love putting other people in distress and discomfort to give money. I once did the 2-day walk to end breast cancer or whatever, same thing. If you tell them that you're walking 60 kilometers or you're staying on a roof in minus 20 degrees, people are like, I will give you money to do that so I can laugh at you from the comfort of my warm home.
Yes, but I'll bet you, because did you do it last year too?
No, I helped set up last year, and this year I'm just one of the organizers for the event, and encouraging the other 4 and looking after them when they're up there with whatever needs they have.
So last year when these guys finished,
they were cold.
They were cold, but what else? How else did they feel?
You know what? Last year the weather was the worst weather you could imagine. If you remember how last February was to go up there, but they had a real sense of accomplishment. It was our main organizer, Jeff Clark, put a lot of effort, a lot of personal time into just getting the event off the ground. It's popular with some other locals, more so in northern Alberta, Fort McMurray, Edmonton, Spruce Grove, areas like that. We were one of the first to bring it sort of down to southern Alberta. Lethbridge does it, but Calgary doesn't do it nowhere else. So it raised a lot of awareness, and because of the temperatures, they were able to do a really good job getting donations in, but they had a great sense of accomplishment and pride that they were able. It was not easy for them to stay up there last year. It's probably not going to be easy for them this year. We'll see how the Friday's looking cold. Saturday and Sunday's not looking quite as bad, so we'll see.
Have you ever thought about extending the 4 days? I'm just curious.
There hasn't. We haven't. 72 hours. Like, the thing is, wintertime. It's so it's pretty unpredictable, the weather. So 72 hours is a pretty big sacrifice.
For February.
But you never know, right? If someone down the road, a large corporation, if someone wants to challenge us to do it longer, I'm sure. If there's the right donation there, guys would gladly stay up for an extra 24 hours or something like that if the challenge was ever presented to them. But right now we're doing 72 hours and hopefully raising as much money as possible.
$16,000 was raised last year. You're hoping, what's your goal for this year? Just
want to get over the 16,000. It'd be great to get to that 20,000 mark so we can really set our goals high for the following years to come. But if we're over, last year was 16,600, so if we're at 16,700 this year, we're very happy.
So how can we donate?
So donations are pretty easy. You can show up in person, Boston Pizza in Airdrie. It's located on Sierra Springs Drive, right at Yankee Valley in Sierra Springs. Or if you're not able to come out and attend, you can go to our website, airdriefirefighters.com. There's a link right on the homepage, and you can follow that and donate. And there's also information if you're a business, large corporation, you want to donate money. There's also sponsorship information there too. So
it is Tom Jukes, Airdrie Professional Firefighters Association. It happens this Thursday at noon.
Correct.
And it goes right through until Sunday at
noon.
At noon. They'll be counting the hours.
Yeah. Come by, say hello, go online, donate, and glad to see you there.
Bring
and
some hot chocolate.
Something warm. Bring some love.
Wave, say hi.
Great having you here, Tom.
Thank you.
Nice job.
We're going to get back to some local trending topics this morning. A few university students created their own website to trade and sell textbooks at sort of better rates than what you would get normally at what are they called? When you go to the
used bookstore?
The used bookstore at the university. So they saw a market and decided to try this. What do we think? There it is there. It's all U of C right now.
So before, what was happening is that if you had a book, I would say, hey, Kate, I hear you're taking this class. I'll sell it to you for $20. I mean, that's what we were probably doing before. Or what I did, I just kept it in a box and it just gathered dust for the next 10 years, right?
Or you drop it off at the used bookstore, and in my case, mine never ever sold, so who knows where they are now.
Yeah. Good idea? Sounds like a good idea.
It's a great idea.
You know, I can't see any negatives for it.
If anything, it's more, depending on who you buy the book from, you can even ask, hey, is there anything you need to know for the course, stuff like that. Like
the professor.
Almost creates a network, right, by buying that book. If
That's a great point.
Then may be able to help you out or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
just leave your pages of notes in it.
Just leave
That'd be
your
great.
assignments.
Thanks.
I think it's good though, and if I learned one thing, don't keep those books. Like you said, I kept all mine because I was like, oh, I'm going to need these in the future. Yeah. I have a box that I have moved probably 20 times, and I have never cracked one of those.
And they get outdated.
They do.
You know, the way that the information society, or the society we're in right now, there's information overload. We can get information about that particular topic relevant to today, not when this book was published maybe last year. So I can understand, trying to get rid of the books, but are we going to get to the point where we don't need the books?
Where Google is our best friend? It already is.
You know?
Though I like the highlighting and being able to flip back.
You're so old school, Mary.
I know, I am. I'm so old.
Our kids are looking and saying, what's the highlighter, Mommy?
I know.
Yeah.
What's one of these? Right here.
Yeah, oh, there it is. Oh.
I know, it's going to be an artifact soon, but I'll hold on to it.
See, I knew I liked Kate because she's a fellow highlighter person.
Only in pink, though.
Kate's old school. Mary came up with an interesting topic. This is kind of cool, too, about kids. If you take them out of school, and what parent hasn't done that? So you say, hey, we're going on holidays early, or you have to go skating, so you've got to go to a skate competition, so I'm going to pull my child out early. What did you find, the story in the U.S.?
that in some states it's actually illegal to take your kid out of school for vacation, which here everybody does it because, I mean, we're an oil and gas town, it's very busy. People who work, everybody can't, like Calgary can't shut down the week of spring break. Everybody can't go at the same time. So I find that a lot of people do take their kids out of school, but in other places it is a big no-no. And I guess I heard from somebody on my Facebook page that in the UK they actually fine you. If you take your kid out of school, you have to pay a fine.
Kidding.
It's a little bit crazy.
Okay, but there's some stats here, Michelle. How many kids do you have?
We're a blended family. We have 9.
Okay, so oh my heavens.
I know. That's a show all on its own.
No, no kidding. You might want to go to the rooftop just to get away for a little bit.
Just to get away, please let me come.
You've got 9 kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and all of these 9 kids, if they miss a day of school, okay.
Yeah.
2 days of school, okay. But more than that, that has a profound effect on their performance at school. You don't think so?
I think it depends on their grade. Sure, if you're in your 12th grade of high school and it's those last few weeks before an exam, do you take them? Of course not. That's probably not the best time to go. But if it's first grader, second grade, I'll even go as far as maybe all of elementary school. If you pull them out for a week, sure, there might be a couple of makeup assignments they have to do when they get back and maybe retake the spelling test of last week, but it's not going to ruin their academic career.
Yeah.
So how much is too much though? Because, you know, with me, I was out of school every other week in elementary school, even in high school.
I think if it's consistent, like I know, you know, Chestermere is a very, you know, hockey community. And yeah, if you've got a tournament or you have to get in that ice time, you know, whatever. But I think if usually it's fairly structured. So if your school knows that every Thursday your child isn't going to be there, you just make those adaptions to that schedule. Like it's not, you know, anything last minute that they couldn't pre-plan for.
Our school system's turning very fluid, though. We're accommodating these situations more so than ever before. So to fine a parent for doing something good for their child, we're not taking the kids out of school just so that
Some
they
might
can go play
argue,
hockey
though, whether it's good or not.
Well, okay.
But I think it also depends, like you said, it depends on the kid, it depends on how old they are. But I think as parents, we can also do things of talking to the teacher and saying, okay, so I understand that you can't give homework because it's elementary school, but what are they working on? Like for my son, he is working on writing and drawing a picture to talk about things that he's learned. So we're doing a travel journal. So I've even, before we leave on our trip, we're going on the internet and he's finding things and I'm making him write them out and all of that. And then we talk about making change and do math and those kind of things. I think there's a lot you can do to make it a learning experience while they're away.
Kids need a break. Like I know my kid, like, kids need a break sometimes too, right? They need them. We keep them home for the odd mental health day, that just because they
Isn't
need
it the
it,
most
right?
amazing thing when you tell them, guess what? You sleep in today. Daddy and I, you and me, are going to do something kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then they need that sometimes, right? And those are the days they remember when you're older. You don't remember what you did in grade 2. I don't remember what you did in grade 2.
You don't remember that spelling test that you
those
failed.
week-long vacations or that
Yep.
extra weekend you went somewhere, right? And
Yeah,
they're
life's too
important
short.
days, right?
You
Yeah,
have to
they're
take
important
those
days.
moments.
And that's part of the balance that we're trying to teach our kids as well, too.
Yeah.
It's a balance. Our second guest this morning is Michelle Young. She's the founder of something called Leg Up. LegUp.ca is a Facebook page that is fascinating. That's why we brought you in this morning, because it's kind of the Giving Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that's what your Facebook page is all about. Please explain.
That is what we are all about. So legup.ca is crowdfunding, which is, you know, kind of one of those new buzz, you know, things that's kind of shown up of recent times. And in its easiest way of example is it's online fundraising. So whatever you're raising money for, if you're raising it for a charity, if your kid's soccer team needs new equipment, if you're making a movie and you need to raise money for, you know, supplies, anything that you need to raise money for, you come and talk to us. A project pops up online, it goes viral. We share it all over our social media. We share it, tell them to spread it all over theirs. People that they know will donate. People that they don't know will donate. And the money just comes in.
Isn't that something? We have a video question for you as well this morning. Have a look and have a listen, Michelle.
Hi, I'm Lisa Baker from Langdon, Alberta, and I was wondering, do you need charitable status to benefit from crowdfunding?
Do you need charitable status?
No. A lot of people believe that to do any kind of fundraising, crowdfunding, especially taking the money of quite often strangers that don't know you, they don't live near you, they have no direct anything coming from this. No, you could be just a neighbor who, you know, maybe your neighbor next door, their house burnt to the ground, you want to throw together a quick fundraiser to help them. go ahead and do it. A soccer group, an artist, musicians, whatever. You do not have to be a registered charity to use the benefits of crowdfunding.
Boy, that helps.
Sure, everybody. Like you, honestly, and I say I've even had middle school class last year used it. They had, with the governance of their teacher, obviously, because you have to be over 18 to run a show like that.
Yeah.
And they raised $25,000 to build a school in Africa. They came back after We Day. They were all go us. And yeah, they put it up, and their teachers donated, and the money just, yeah.
For heaven's sakes.
Yep.
So how did this come about? Because you have a bit of an interesting story behind it.
So I matriculated out of the world of administration, you know, office manager, secretary, that sort of stuff, whatever, and then delved a little bit into telecom with my husband, because that's what he does, and we ran a company together, and we sold that company, and by this point, my children are all in full-time school, which, as you can imagine by the number of them I've just told you.
9 kids, Tom. 9
when you go
kids.
from being stuck home raising all of that to now actually getting to think about, what do I want to do? What do I want to do when I grow up? The conversation could finally happen.
Oh.
And so my grandmother had passed away, and I was in a little bit of a turmoil, right? A little heartbroken, a little, what am I going to do with myself? Nobody needs me because my kids are all gone, blah, blah. And my husband had said, I want you to Google crowdfunding. And I was like, crowd what? Like, what are you talking about?
Nice.
So Googled it, read it, and I've always been that wounded bird, let me help you type of personality anyway. And as soon as I read that, it took off like a house on fire. We built the site, we spread the word, we had, campaigns coming in left and right. The previous Mrs. Calgary, TJ Anderson, did 2 campaigns with us. All of a sudden, there it was, right? So it's leaped and bounds through its, 2+ years of livelihood. And it is, I'm, extremely passionate about it. I'm very proud of what it's done so far and who, people we've helped. So, yeah. Makes me sleep good at night.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Are there some regulatory changes that are coming up as well, too, that we should be aware of?
We're just starting to get into now equity crowdfunding, so for business startups. That was a huge no-no in Canada. U.S. has been able, I think, to do it for a little while, but now Canada, because we're a part of the National Canadian Crowdfunding Association, and they're just sort of getting into that so that if, you wanted to start up and start your own business and you needed investors, it's equity crowdfunding, so they're just sort of tweaking that out so that it can be done up here. What's needed? What do you have to do? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is this something, Mary, that you could work on, help out with?
Yes, totally. I went and looked at it yesterday, and I was like, this is really cool. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I was looking into the back end of like, okay, so how do they make money and all that stuff? But you know what? Part of you. Well, there are a few fees, but they're not ridiculous.
No.
And I have a lot of people that when you talk about charities, people start saying, well, what about the money that goes to the charity? We want it to 100% go to, well, that's not realistic. You can't make a website for free. You can't.
Right.
So what this does actually is it brings the barrier of entry down to those small charities, like you were saying, that really need the help. It brings that barrier down so they can raise money without having to do the outlay of figuring out how to build a website, where they can put credit card information and all of that. And that's a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of people have really great ideas for raising money for really great causes, but they don't know how to get over that hurdle of knowing how to do it. And this is perfect for that.
And here's the irony. I mean, she's trying to make awareness of her site so they can help others. And it's one of the things that any charity is trying to do is to gather or to garner more awareness. That's part of your issue as well.
Yep. Yeah. So we get.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. Even some of the things that I'd put up on the legup, .ca website, they're not necessarily using legup.ca to raise their money. They don't have a campaign going. Some do, some don't.
Right.
But even, our Chestermere boys, when they did their hockey marathon, I blasted that out like nobody's business because they weren't using my site, but that's what we're built upon, helping others get a leg up. Yeah. That's the story behind the name. Like, that's what it is, right? So
love it. Michelle Young is the founder of Leg Up. Again, on her Facebook page, it's legup.ca. Legup.ca. That's the Facebook page, and Twitter, legupca. Great to have you here this morning as well.
And Lindy Free is working on some volunteer work of her own down at a cycle studio, and she is cycling her way into, I don't know, we're never really sure what Lindy is doing. Let's take a look.
Hi guys, I'm working out once again, building up a sweat. Where are we right now? We're at the brand new Aloft Hotel and inside the Spoke and Spin studio. Awesome. All right. And what kind of facilities do you offer here?
Well, we are a hotel, so obviously we have guest rooms, we have meeting space, we have a spa, we have a restaurant, we have a bar, and we have the fabulous Spoke and Spin studio.
Awesome. Okay. And so we're going to be working out today. Are you going to work out with us?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. So today we're going to be working out our physical muscles and we're going to be working out our karma muscles. So how do you guys give back to charity as part of Giving Tuesday?
So we're pretty excited about the partnership we have with the Children's Hospital. For anyone who buys a package, whether it's a free 1 pass, 5-card pass, 1 month or 6 months, we're going to match that and give it to a family that has a kid in long-term care in the Children's Hospital.
Ah, very cool. Okay, and what is your organization called again?
So it's called One for One, and yeah, it's Spoken for Change is the hashtag that we're going to be using.
Okay, awesome. So also as part of Giving Tuesday, I have some tickets to give away. So you guys are in luck. You're going to be doing a little bit of workout and some winning. So I have to a production of I Hate Hamlet and also a production of Northern Lights. What sounds awesomer than that? All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a contest, and you're going to start us off.
All right, so we're going to get into a climb, add in that tension.
I'm going to pretend to put up my tension because I'm lazy.
The race is coming. Adding in. 1, 2, 1, 2. Get ready for it. Reduce. Let's race. Looking good. Add in. 1, 2. 3, 2. Shut it down. All right. I'd have to give that one to Bill.
Yeah? You won?
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. You won tickets to... Whew, out of breath. And I didn't even put up my tension. You won a pair of tickets to I Hate Hamlet. This could be good if you want to take out your significant other because you can use these tickets at any time. High five in the air. Psh. All right, stick with us because we're going to give away some more tickets and show you more spin.
I think Lindy's in a theme of trying to get herself back into shape.
Yeah,
Was it last
she's using
week?
her live hits to go and work out while working. Good for her.
Poor girl. We're going to hear from Lindy a little bit later as well, too.
I think we'll have more from
See how
her.
much sweat she has on her head. Our trending poll question this morning, we want you to get involved in this, is Calgary doing enough to help local charities? We've been chatting about local charities and charities in general. Here's how you're voting so far. 50% says yes. 38% says, well, yes, but we could be doing better. A couple percent of you say no. Well, how do you vote on this one? You'll find the link to our trending poll question at Trending on Shaw. Just go to our Twitter or Facebook page at Trending on Shaw.
We're going to take a quick break now, but later on the show, later this week, tomorrow, we are talking about how to keep your little one healthy, very parenting-oriented tomorrow. Yep. Thursday, we'll be building some Lego.
Yay!
And Friday, so you'll be returning to a kid on Thursday.
Yes,
and then
I will.
Friday, all things you need to know for the weekend. You're watching Trending on Shaw.